It's things like this that end up making a player leave his own team, follow the news, and tell me your opinion. To say the least, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Russell Wilson has really regressed in the last 4 games. According to TruMedia, Wilson ranks 32nd out of 34 quarterbacks in EPA per drop back since Week 14, min 50 attempts. Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Jameis Winston were the only QBs worse in that time frame. Over the last 3 weeks, the Steelers are tied for 30th in EPA per drop back and 31st in EPA per play. Like Cam Newton, former Baltimore Ravens wide receiver Steve Smith Sr. does not think Wilson is the long-term answer in Pittsburgh. "I'm just telling you, Russ ain't that good," Smith said on the Underdog Fantasy podcast. "I like Russ as a person. I'm just saying if the season ended right now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, are you signing Russell Wilson to be your quarterback of the future? I don't hate Russell Wilson, I just know ball and the quarterback struggling. If he cannot go through progressions, you cannot do anything." Turnovers have been the big issue for Wilson in the 3-game losing streak. If Wilson doesn't drastically improve in the regular season finale and playoff game, the Steelers will have a glaring question mark heading into the 2025 offseason. "If you don't have a good running game with the Pittsburgh Steelers, then the passing game is ineffective," Smith said. "I'm sorry, but that's just the point. You've seen it for the last 3 weeks and it will continue. And you need to be afraid going into the playoffs because no one is fearing Russell Wilson as a throwing quarterback." Wilson, who turned 36 on November 29th, is 6-4 as a starter this season. He has completed 64.6% of his passes for 2,334 yards with 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 97.4. The Steelers are expected to re-sign Wilson this offseason, according to NFL insider Diana Rossini. The free agent QB market is lacking, with Sam Darnold and Russell Wilson among the top names. Though Wilson is expected to stay with the Steelers and the Vikings could decide to keep Darnold if he's willing to be a backup, Rossini wrote in November. Adam Schefter of ESPN had a similar report in regards to Wilson's future in Pittsburgh. "This is where they're currently at," Schefter said Thursday on Get Up. "You asked about the team's situation in the future. They'd like to go ahead and keep Russell Wilson and re-sign him to keep him in Pittsburgh. But, even if they couldn't, what do you want them to do with the quarterback position? Who's going to be out there that's an upgrade over Russell Wilson right now? There are 2 logical first-round quarterbacks in the draft. They're not going to get either one of those. The top free agent quarterbacks are going to be Sam Darnold and Russell Wilson. Is there another quarterback in the trade market that all of a sudden is going to spring free? Probably not. So, this is where the Steelers are. The offseason loans, the Steelers are at a crossroads that could shape the franchise for years to come. Will they commit to Wilson despite recent struggles, or could a bold move redefine their quarterback room? The answers won't come easily, but the pressure to make the right decision is mounting.